And now we welcome on with the eighth pick for his Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds. If you listen to the podcast, you've heard his name many a times. He was a guest last year. Evan Dessecker. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. It's good to see you boys again. Thanks for the nice introduction there. Glad to be on the show, making a
Well,
pick.
you have to get a good introduction when you look as good as you do right now. If you're listening to this, go to the YouTube. Evan Dessecker is pulling off his best prime he ever could right now.
Big lights, big time, prime time. Best pick in the Falcons history, so we're trying to get it rolling.
Well, yeah, we'll get into the fact that you and I know a lot about failed draft picks in a little bit, but
Just a few.
just a few.
Yeah.
But all right, Evan, we'll throw it over to you. Let's hear your eighth pick.
All right, so with the eighth pick in the loss of down NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons will be selecting Peter Skonorowski,
There it is.
Northwestern.
Skoronsky, I love it.
I knew I was going to be screwing it up, but I'm going to tell you everyone in Atlanta is going to know his name in 12 months, and I'm going to be looking like an absolute fool. This guy's going to plug in at left guard to start the season. All we do is run the ball. We currently have probably one of the worst left guards in the league. We run the ball twice, I think second most in the league as far as attempts and yards per game. So plug him in right away. I checked the tape. Wally might have said this guy can only play guard, but I think he can play tackle too. So when Jake Matthews retires, this is who we're going to take, and this is going to be our guy. Wally, help me out here. Pronounce the name again.
Skoronsky, I got you. Peter Skoronsky.
All right. I swear I practiced it a few times.
I actually love this pick for Atlanta, and I love that you are plugging him in at left guard. And the reason I love that is so he's listed at tackle, but his big criticism is that he's got like sub 33-inch arms.
He's got a T-Rex arms.
Right, he's got T-Rex arms. So as an NFL player, he's probably best suited at guard. And I think a lot of people are going to miss that. And I love that you came prepared, and he's the left guard for you guys. Now, can he play tackle? Probably. Tackle's all about footwork. Sure, arm length matters, but really it's all about footwork. But I love that initially it's left guard right off the bat.
Oh, man, he's spot on in the trenches. And pair him with Lindstrom on the right side. Now you're talking about maybe potentially two great guards moving forward.
So you and I were talking when you gave this pick off air beforehand that this is not exactly how we expect the board in real life to play out. So because of that, I want to hear your thoughts. Was offensive line a priority going in, or was there someone else that you might have been looking at?
Well, the Falcons have never had a pass rusher worth note, in my opinion, besides Jonathan Abram, but, possibly in his later years. I mean, in my lifetime, they haven't had anybody pressure the quarterback, and be a disruptor. So somebody to pair with Grady Jarrett on that line would be excellent. Considered corner here, I think the Falcons might look at a corner as well, just because the Akuda is only picked up for the fifth-year option. So I think they'll look at corner. I think they'll look, if we can get a pass rusher, they'll take one there. But, I mean, O-line is something that we've been lacking for a long time, and considering what Arthur Smith does, run the ball, it's what we need, and Desmond Ritter's throwing the ball, so hopefully we'll be doing a lot of handing the ball off instead.
Well, you mentioned how you're running the ball a lot. I know there's a lot of criticism with Ritter, the small sample size that we have. Some of the mock drafts that I've been seeing is maybe a reach on Anthony Richardson, or maybe if there's another quarterback there. Do you believe in all the smoke screen, perhaps, of Ritter's our guy moving forward? Maybe Atlanta could go and get a quarterback and maybe trade up, and they could just be lying to us the whole time and building a great roster behind it.
Good question.
That is a great question. I think, if the right guy falls, I could see him taking a quarterback. I don't think Desmond Ritter's the quarterback of the future, but I think that's why they signed Taylor Heineke, because Taylor Heineke is a dog. You're going to see him play probably this year if we don't draft a quarterback. But, hey, I hope Ritter proves me wrong and Ritter comes out and balls out. But I think that they're sticking with him, and I think that they're thinking Heineke is a pretty good backup. So if Richardson falls, sounds like he's supposed to sit a year, supposedly, so we hear. I don't think he'll play right away. I would take him, I guess, at 8, but I don't really want a quarterback, I'll tell you that.
Well, the three of us are actually a lot higher on Atlanta than this podcast has been in its entire history. So we're wishing you luck, Evan. We thank you so much for coming on. And I guess we'll be throwing over now to the 9th pick of the draft and be getting on with there. So thanks so much for coming on, buddy.
Anytime. Go Birds.